Pontiac GTO 1968. General Motors redesigned its A-body line for 1968, with more curvaceous, semi-fastback styling, which was a revival of a streamlining on all GM products from 1942 until 1950 as demonstrated on the Pontiac Streamliner. The wheelbase was shortened to 112.0 in, 2,845 mm, on all two-door models. Overall length was reduced 5.9 inches, 150 mm, and height dropped half an inch, 12 mm, but overall weight was up about 75 pounds, 34 kilograms. Pontiac abandoned the familiar vertically stacked headlights in favor of a horizontal layout, but made hidden headlights available at extra cost. The concealed headlights were a popular option. The signature hood scoop was replaced by dual scoops on either side of a prominent hood bulge extending rearward from the protruding nose. A unique feature was the body color Endura front bumper. It was designed to absorb impact without permanent deformation at low speeds. Pontiac touted this feature heavily in advertising, showing hammering at the bumper to no discernible effect. A GTO could be ordered with Endura Delete, in which case the Endura bumper would be replaced by a chrome front bumper and grille from the Pontiac Le Mans. Powertrain options remained substantially the same as in 1967, but the standard GTO engine's power rating rose to 350 horsepower, 260 kilowatts, at 5,000 revolutions per minute. At mid-year, a new Ram Air package, known as Ram Air 2, became available. It included freer breathing cylinder heads, round port exhaust, and the 041 cam. The official power rating was not changed. Another carryover from 1967 was the 4-piston caliper disc brake option. However, most 1968 models had drum brakes all around. The 1968 model year was also the last year the GTOs offered separate crank-operated front door vents. Concealed windshield wipers, which presented a cleaner appearance hidden below the rear edge of the hood, were standard on the GTO and other 1968 GM products after having been originally introduced on 1967 full-size Pontiacs. A popular option, actually introduced during the 1967 model year, was a hood-mounted tachometer, located in front of the windshield and lit for visibility at night. An in-dash tachometer was also available. Redline bias ply tires continued as standard equipment on the 1968 GTO, though they could be replaced by white wall tires at no extra cost. A new option was radial tires for improved ride and handling. However, very few were delivered with the radial tires because of manufacturing problems encountered by the supplier BF Goodrich. The radial tire option was discontinued after 1968. Pontiac did not offer radial tires as a factory option on the GTO again until the 1974 model. Hot Rod tested a 4-speed GTO equipped with the standard engine and obtained a quarter-mile reading of 14.7 seconds at 97 miles per hour, 156 kilometers per hour, in pure stock form. Motor Trend clocked a 4-speed Ram Air GTO with 4.33 rear differential at 14.45 seconds at 98.2 miles per hour, 158.0 kilometers per hour, and a standard GTO with turbo hydromatic and a 3.23 rear axle ratio at 15.93 seconds at 88.3 miles per hour, 142.1 kilometers per hour. Testers were split about handling, with Hot Rod calling it the best balanced car ever built, but Car Life chided its excessive nose heaviness, understeer, and inadequate damping. Royal Pontiac, located in Royal Oak, Michigan, offered a 428/Royal Bobcat conversion of the 1968 GTO. For $650. A 390 horsepower 428 cubic inch engine was installed in place of the 400. The 428 engine was disassembled and blueprinted to produce more than the advertised factory 390 horsepower and capable of 5,700 revolutions per minute. Car and Driver road tested the 428 powered car with the turbo hydromatic transmission and 3.55 gears. It could do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds, 0 to 100 in 12.9 seconds, and the 1/4 mile in 13.8 seconds at 104 miles per hour. This compared to a car life road test of a 400 horsepower GTO with a ram air engine, 4-speed transmission, and 3.90 gear, which did 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds, 0 to 100 in 14.6 seconds, and the 1/4 mile in 14.53 at 99.7 miles per hour. Car and Driver wrote that the 428 horsepowered car was a fine, exciting car for either touring or tooting around in traffic. Not overly fussy. Not difficult to drive up to a point. Too much throttle at the wrong time will spin the car, or send it rocketing off the road and into the farmer's field. You can light up the car's tires like it was an AA fueler anytime the notion seizes your fancy. On the other hand, according to Car Life, the ram air-powered car likes to run between 3,000 and 6,000 revolutions per minute. Below 3,000, the GTO ran flat and a bit rough. Hard throttle driving at 2,000 revolutions per minute around town was difficult and unpleasant. Freeway cruising at 4,000 revolutions per minute is anything but pleasant and promises short life for hard-working engine components. Also, driving the GTO on wet roads with this deep-geared axle was thrilling. Rear tire breakaway could be provoked by a slight jab at the accelerator, sending the car into a minor skid that usually used up more than one lane of space. Like all 1968 passenger vehicles sold in the United States, GTOs now featured front outboard shoulder belts, cars built after January 1, 1968, and side marker lights. To comply with the new 1968 federal vehicle emissions standards, the GTO is now equipped with emissions controls. Now facing competition both within GM and from Ford, Dodge, and Plymouth, particularly the low-cost Plymouth Roadrunner, the GTO won the Motor Trend Car of the Year award. Sales reached 87,684 units, which would ultimately prove to be the second best sales year for the GTO.